All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me this time. All right, there. I think we got it. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate you sticking around with all of my technical difficulties. I'm hoping that you can hear me. I'm doing this on my phone, so this is my new. All right, you guys can hear me? I can't figure out how to get the chat on here though, so I can't see super chat. The only thing is about going live on here is that I can't see your questions and stuff. But I can add bubbles. How weird is that? Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, now I can see it. All right, sweet. Awesome. All right, now I gotta figure out how to get rid of that. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm so glad you guys can hear me. All right, so today I thought, cheers, you guys. I'm in Ohio. I got to see my family. I'm here in a conference with my husband. And I thought today, since I'm coming to you live from Cleveland, Ohio, that I would just do, you know, like a Q&A with you guys and answer some questions that you normally would want to ask me, maybe on Instagram or here when we do the live videos, but because I usually have content planned, I don't always get to answer everyone's questions. I also get a lot of questions in the comments sections of the videos and on my Instagram and in my Instagram direct messages. And as much as I try to answer everybody's, because you guys are enjoying my content, I'm struggling to answer everyone's questions. So I thought this would be a fun way today to just go into, if you have any questions for me, or I can answer some that I get a lot through the social media channels. And that way then you can get some answers. So one of the things that I thought I would just start with is so people ask me all the time, like, do you travel with a, like, what do you travel with? And this is one little thing that I always added to my my bag is a tape measurer. So get a little tape measure, put it in your bag when you travel. It's a lifesaver for so many reasons. Okay, somebody asked about their sales being good in October and then getting slower in November. My sales were terrible in October, and they're picking up just a little bit. So selling on both of the platforms is really hard right now. I have my personal opinion of why they're not selling very well. Other people are saying they have success and, you know, they're selling so much. However, it seems to be the majority of people, even other eBay power sellers, are struggling with their sales right now. It's not just us who are doing it as a hobby. It's the full-time people who are still struggling with, you know, how to get their sales back up. Now, if you follow me on Instagram and you happen to catch my news feed, then you will know that I did a live video the other day and I was talking about Poshmark. And on Poshmark, what I think is happening with the Poshmark sharing and news feed and all of those things. And what I simply said was that I believe the new algorithms are not good yet. I just don't think that the changes they made from PoshFest are actually working yet, or they're not working the way they anticipated to. My sales have dropped by about 50% since they changed. And if you've noticed, if you are on the social media community for reselling, like if you're on Instagram, you see a lot of people posting about their Poshmark ambassador stats. And a lot of that has to do with how many shares you have. And I've noticed that people are sharing things like crazy, but they're not really looking at what they're sharing. at this point, it's a numbers game for them. They want to get their Posh Ambassador status. So they are just sharing things like crazy. And what's happening is that it's basically watering down the news feed. So you're seeing, it's just, you're not getting in front of you. Your buyers aren't getting the items in front of them that they're interested in or they would normally buy. So that is my kind of, I don't know, conspiracy theory. It's not really conspiracy, but that's my opinion on what I think is happening on Poshmark right now. Now on eBay right now, my opinion of that is a couple things. One is that, you know, at the eBay Open in July, eBay talked a lot about the changes that they wanted to make and what they wanted to see out of the sellers. Some of those changes included offering free returns. Some of them offered guaranteed shipping and one-day shipping and all of those kind of things. So if you don't offer one-day shipping on eBay, one-day business handling, shipping on eBay, and you don't offer free returns or any returns, or 60-day returns is the other thing they're pushing, I think that it's affecting all of our sales. So that's the one thing. They made some changes in October, and I believe that this has impacted all of us that are the smaller scale sellers. The second thing that I think has happened is, you know, we're going into the holidays, and unless you're selling things that people can either wear in the winter, wear at Christmas parties, wear for New Year's Eve, wear to Thanksgiving, you know, pajamas for Christmas, if you're selling new with tag stuff that they could give as gifts, if you're selling items that could be given as gifts, I think those are the things that are going to start selling. Now, if you are selling other things, which is fine, you know, that's not what people are shopping for right now. So those sales will start picking up after Christmas because people will have money to spend. They will have received their gifts or gift cards or money, whatever the case may be, and they'll start shopping again. So that's, I think, when things will start shopping again. Where was your return? And then I'll answer your question. What site was your return on? So that's what I think is happening on eBay. Well, on eBay, technically that's a buyer's remorse. Okay, so the question is, I'll go on to the next question. The question is on eBay that someone requested to do a return 2 weeks after they purchased it because they found it cheaper elsewhere. Now, if you offer returns, there's really no parameters that I mean, they can return it for that reason. If they choose to, if you accept returns and they choose to return it for that reason, then that, you know, is unfortunately the cost of doing business. However, if you have no returns on your thing and they're trying to get a return and that is their reason, that's considered buyer's remorse. And if you have an email from them or, you know, some kind of communication from that person stating that that is the reason why they want to, you know, return their item, then you'll be able to, you know, you'll be able to dispute that, and then you don't have to offer them a refund. So it's going to come down to what's your return policy, and then do you have communication with them regarding that on eBay. So when you call, you need to call eBay and tell their customer support what's happening, that the person had buyer's remorse. It's written in the emails, and they will open a case for you, and they should be able to open and close it because they will close it. Hopefully they would close it in your favor. I mean, I don't know all the, sometimes when you give advice like this to people, I don't always know the whole story. So I just try to give my best advice for the situation at hand. So that's what I would do. I would call eBay. I would say this person is requesting a return. I don't offer returns. You know, they're saying they found it cheaper somewhere else, and that's considered buyer's remorse. So that's what I would do. Let's see. Cheers, guys. Someone asked oh, my PFF, I know. Okay, so, all right, my PFF we ended up just having lunch today. She couldn't come to meet me at the hotel. So, let me see this here. This is kind of weird how my finger, oh, I see. Okay, I gotta do the other side. Okay, so I answered that question. Selling on eBay is really, what I have found on eBay is truly if I list something every day, I'm selling things. And let me see if I can actually, hang on. I'll show you guys my graph. Whoop. On eBay, except that's now gonna be like that. Hang on a second. No, let me show you. So I'm gonna. I challenged myself for November to do 5 listings a day every day. So that's been my goal, and I'm gonna show you what the difference it has made in my sales. So hopefully you can see this. All right, so this is my eBay account, and I think I can blow this up. Hang on. Okay, so if you look here, my sales are down by 42%. But what you notice here on this is, I think you guys can see this. See how there's literally days where I've had no sales, no sales, no sales, no sales, very little sales. And look what happened. On November 1st, I started listing every single day. So on November 1st, right here, I started listing every day. And every day since then, I've had sales. I have not had a no sales day in over a week because I have been listing every day. So for eBay, even if you list a couple things a day, even if you list a couple things a day on eBay, it will help your it'll help your business. So for eBay, the important thing is listing every day. Even if you list like I'm doing 5 things a day, having new listings significantly helps your sales on eBay. So if you're trying to cross-post your stuff, I have a whole video on that about cross-listing and how to do it and be successful. So if you need that and you need some help to do that, then head over there and watch that one. Okay, how do you price jewelry? Are you pricing jewelry like name brand jewelry, or are you pricing jewelry that is more like your own jewelry that you make? Can you specify more what kind of jewelry you're selling? All right, let's see. So we got that one. How do you deal with highly wrinkled, dry clean only clothing like linen jackets? Great question. The first thing I try to do always is dry L. So dry L is what I try to do first. So you know what a dry L is? You just, they're bags that go in the dryer, and you put this like wet sheet in with them, and it helps get the kind of the funky smell and the wrinkles out of it. And then the second thing I do is I steam it. So anything that's super duper wrinkly or messy, I take a steamer to it. So, you know, if you need help with what kind of steamer, I have what steamer I use in the descriptions of all my videos. In my reseller toolkit, I think it's $30. It's Slav, so that's what I use. Okay, so how to use Pinterest and Instagram to make more sales. Can you explain Pinterest to Poshmark? Okay. I love Pinterest, and I use Pinterest a lot. I don't necessarily, I have purchased things off of Pinterest, but Pinterest is not really where I go to do my shopping, if that makes sense. Pinterest is where I go to get inspiration, and then I go shop somewhere else. And when you're trying to grow, there's 2 things for me for Pinterest. If you're just using Pinterest for a personal reason, it's okay to share your stuff to Pinterest and share your Poshmark pins to Pinterest. It's not a problem. No one's gonna care. But when you're trying to grow your business or your brand or your blog on Pinterest, you know, for me, I want to share content on Pinterest. I don't want to blast everyone 100 different pairs of pants or, you know, shirts or blazers 30 times a day. So when you're sharing it to Pinterest, if you go on Pinterest and you search Poshmark, you will see how they show up. They show up with the images. There's a click. The Poshmark branding is on there. And then it allows people to shop for your stuff. So if you go in and you actually change some of the keywords on your pins, that's more work. It's kind of annoying. But when you go into your Pinterest account and you look at your pins, you will see all of those Poshmark things that you have been pinning. Instagram, another thing. Instagram, there are several people that I follow on Instagram and I shop from their Instagram account. However, you have to be careful when you buy things on Instagram. You should only pay through them, only pay with them for them via PayPal. I think that it protects you as a buyer. If something is wrong with that item or you never get that item, you know, you want to make sure that you're protected. Make sure you're buying from reputable people on Instagram and not like new accounts. Don't start buying designer stuff from an account that only has like 50 followers, because I promise you it's likely fake. So for me on Instagram, my Instagram is an outlet to help all of you. My Instagram is an outlet to help those people who are interested in getting started in reselling, those people who have chronic illnesses and can't work full time and are trying to make extra money or pay off medical debt like I did, or pay their bills, or whatever the case may be. And so I really try not to blast my Instagram page full of things for sale. That's just my personal thing. However, if you want to create like a consignment or a resale store and get followers who are looking for the specific things you're selling, I would say find a niche and stick to it. Then I think it's a great idea. But like I said, make sure you're using PayPal for your transactions. I don't have a store, so daily lists still help. Yeah, if you don't have a store, and you don't have, you know, you aren't limited on eBay to 5 listings a month, you should be listing on there as much, even if it's 1 or 2 things. Jewelry, so pricing, it's the same thing as pricing anything else. If you have name brand jewelry like Kendra Scott, you know, I would look at what styles are already sold and price it comparably to that. The other stuff, I honestly have no idea how you would price jewelry that's not that doesn't have comps available, except to put what you think is a value to it. I don't know, see what, you know, price it for what you think the value is, and, you know, in your descriptions, make sure you are writing clear and concise descriptions, and that you are writing, you know, why is it valuable? Why is this bracelet, you know, that's not a Pandora or Kendra Scott, why is it worth $100? So I would make sure I describe that. Welcome, Patricia. Thank you. I'm so glad. What are your thoughts on crate sale? What's a crate sale? You mean like a mystery box? Do you mean a mystery box? Let's see. Would you be comfortable sharing your spreadsheet template for inventory tracking? Yes, if you click on the data webinar link in my videos, you can get access to that. You get access to that. I mean, in the sense of buying crates or selling crates, because I think that there's 2 things. If you're gonna buy mystery boxes from someone, again, pay via PayPal and make sure you are buying from a reputable person. If you're buying them on Poshmark, if you're buying like a mystery box on Poshmark or eBay, just know that you don't really know about that. Oh, you mean States Crates, Nicole States business. I really feel like I think it's a cool idea. I don't like, for me personally, I don't buy like subscription boxes. Like I don't do Pop Sugar. I I don't subscribe to like BarkBox or, like I said, Pop Sugar or any of those monthly. Ipsy, I think Ipsy is one of them. Those kind of boxes. It's just not, I tried Stitch Fix and I didn't like it. So, you know, there's a lot of people that are happy with those crates, and if it's something that you're interested in and, you know, you want to support Nicole, I think it's great. But as far as like, would I do them or would I buy them? It's more because I don't do monthly subscriptions than it is because I don't like that business model or whatever, if that makes sense. So if you are interested in getting, you know, turning in your style profile and, you know, possibly seeing what could be coming in, I think it's great. I think her price is good on them. You know, she's working really hard, and why not support a fellow reseller if that's something that you are interested in, right? Let's see. So the luxury designer items, I know I said I wouldn't sell on Tradesy anymore, but the luxury designer items I would sell on Tradesy, or I would contact the Real to sell them. Now, I say that knowing that I've sold a Burberry purse on Poshmark. I've sold a Louis Vuitton bag on Poshmark. What else did I sell? I've sold several designer things on there that have gone through their Poshmark authentication program. So knowing that they get, you know, that these are real, they go through Poshmark and they are going to the buyer, so the buyer knows that they're authentic as well. I try to make sure that they're at that price point where they can get that. Now, personally, I would suggest if you are selling items that are like, you know, if, like, let's say you have a pair of Louboutins that you want to sell for $400. I believe that you can get them authenticated for 20 or 25 bucks. I believe it's worth it, because I think that when you have an authentication certification for your designer stuff, that it allows you to command a higher price for them, because it takes away that mystery or the doubt of, would this really be fake? There is a site, there is an Instagram page called, oh crap, I follow them. It's like Real Authentication or something like that. And it is, I think you can pay to send, I think you can pay stuff to send it to them, and they will help you authenticate it or something like that. So the other thing is, if you send them into the Real, they do authenticate them as also. If they're selling for a really low price and they're authentic selling for a real low price, I would look at the other selling platforms, and then I might, you know, consider selling them at that price. If there's something that seems to be that they're selling at a lower price because they're replicas, then I would just list them for the higher price, and I would, you know, take my chances and wait for them to sell. Have you run any sales in your Poshmark closet? What sales have been most successful? I actually, yeah, okay. So right now I did an experiment. We are moving next week. We're not moving far. We're still staying in Virginia, but I really wanted to get rid of my stuff. So I did an incentive where I've never done this, 25% off a bundle of 3 or more. I've never done that. I've never actually done a discounted bundle on Poshmark over 15% ever. So I tried that. I've had 0 bundles. Sometimes I just run like sales, and I put last chance or sale in the description. I'll mark the price down, and that has actually resulted in some sales. I think I'm going to boycott Clear the Closet Out. I think Closet Clear Out, or whatever it is, I think it's stale. I think it needs new, there needs to be a new incentive. I just don't think that a shipping discount, I don't know. I just think it needs a refresh, honestly. It's lame. If we're going to be honest, Closet Clear Out is lame, you guys. It's lame. Like, I'm going to take 10% out of my cut. You're going to get 20%. the discount has only lasted an hour. It's lame. Poshmark, fix your promos. It's lame. That's what I have to say. And so running sales like that has worked, and sometimes like randomly dropping the prices or putting final price. Some people actually bite on final price because they don't want other people to buy it. Okay, the authentication, I would check out, I would just search, you know, authentication services or whatever and see if you can find something like that. There might be somewhere in your area that does it and you can just take it there. Okay, so the question is, when you have actively listed, what was your highest and lowest monthly? You mean how many, what's my average of how many I've listed? Is that the question? Is it how many I've listed? Oh, income-wise. So my highest income, if you've watched any of my income reports, my highest income was last month, or was September. September was my highest month, and my profits ended up being about $4,400 for September, and I had, I don't know off the top of my head, $6,000 or $7,000 in sales. Then October was half of that, and I listed a lot in October. So, but October is also when both eBay and Poshmark made some changes. But normally, as I will tell you, from May to June to July, July to August, August, September, by listing consistently, sourcing good stuff, sourcing smart, I think I grew about 20 or 25% every month. So just by listing consistently and putting new stuff in my closet, because new stuff brings in people who want to look at that, but then they look at other things too. So, you know, so that helps, because it brings people who are looking for one thing in who might end up getting another thing. All right. I'm not a mom hiding from my kids, but that's hilarious. I watch a lot of YouTube videos in the bathtub. Does anyone else do that? I don't know. I just think that I end up doing that a lot. Yeah, and then closet clear out, you know, you lower your price and then they bid lower. So you lower your price to like $8 less and they come in like $14 less. Girl, please. I'm not selling you that item for that. But, you know, unfortunately, people think that that's what you should do. But whatever, I think it's silly. Do you track the exact amount you paid per item you source? Yes. You can... Like I said, there is a link to the data webinar. It will be in the description of this video. It's in the description of all of my videos, and it has everything that I track in there. And I'm in the process of creating an online course that will be affordable, that will be, you know, you can go at your own pace, and it will literally walk you through step by step how to set up a Google Sheet, what to put in there, how to put it in there. And my husband and I are going to create a whole course for you guys. And it will launch by the end of the year, so you can start using it next year. So get ready for that, because it's going to be really awesome. Let's see. Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad. I'm so funny I said that about drinking wine in the bathtub and someone found me in there. That's awesome. How old was I when I started reselling? Well, I've started shopping at thrift stores when I was a teenager. So I started shopping when I was a teenager, and then I started reselling right outside of college. So I was probably in my early 20s when I started doing that. And I was doing it through consignment stores and places like Plato's Closet, stuff like that, until I found eBay and started using eBay, because that eBay is where I started selling. 10 or 11 years ago now is where I started selling on eBay. So prior to that, I was using consignment shops or garage sales, and you know, that stuff to sell, to resell stuff. So, oh, I'm glad. I'm glad I can be your night show. That, you know, it's funny you said that, because I really cuss a lot in person. I swear a lot. And it takes every ounce of my brain to not do that in these videos, because I know some of you are watching them with children in the room, and I don't want to be like, F-bomb this or F-bomb that. So I really try to make mine PG-13 for everyone, even though I could easily make these super rated R. But I'm trying to appeal to the masses here, so I thought that might alienate quite a bit of people. Oh, the other thing is the online course. So someone's excited about that. If you sign up for the free webinar, which we have already done, the course is in there, you submit your email. I'm going to send out a link to help us do beta testing for the new course. So I'm only going to have a limited amount of people that are going to do that. The idea behind the beta testing is I can get feedback from, you know, 20 or 30 of you on the course, make it better, even better than I already think it's going to be. Or, you know, if it sucks, you can be like, this sucks, you need to fix it. Hopefully, I've done a lot of trainings in my lifetime, so I don't think it's going to suck, but I do think that I might miss something, and the beta test people will be able to give me feedback and input on it, and then have some incentive to help me sell it then when it becomes live. So make sure you get on that list if you are interested in doing that. Yes, if you live in Northern Virginia and you're watching this and you would like to do a reseller meetup, I am most certainly interested in doing that. Now, we have a lot of stuff going on right now. I thought about doing a holiday party for everyone, but I just can't commit to that this year. However, I'm likely to do one in the spring. So hopefully I can get something like that set up. I know that Just Another Seller, Emma from Instagram, and Nicole State's Place, they are doing one this Thursday. So it's in 2 days. I think it's November 9th in Washington, D.C. And if you go to their page or the Vendu guys' pages, ven.doo, I think is their name. They're hosting one. I think there's 10 spots left if you wanted to go to that. I am going to be driving back from Ohio, and I probably won't get there in time. I'm going to try my best, but I'm not going to pressure myself and get worked up about it. So yes, I am going to do a Northern Virginia reseller meetup. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, and that's where I probably will announce it. Yay, Brittany, that's awesome. 25-year-old entrepreneurs. You guys are my favorite generation of people. Oh, I see. Okay, so have I lost money selling? Of course. I have lost money reselling. And mostly it was in the beginning. Mostly I lost money when I first started reselling last year. It was actually around this time. It was in October. I went and I bought all sorts of stuff. I was like, this is awesome. And I'm going to go buy all of this stuff at the Goodwill, and I'm going to resell it. I'm going to make all this money, and it's going to help me pay for my medical bills. Yeah, that just because I think it's cute and I would buy it for myself and the price was right doesn't really mean other people are going to buy it. So just so you know, that's the one thing about reselling that sucks, is that just because you think that it's cute doesn't mean that people are going to buy it. So I lost money last year, definitely, for sure. Now, that is another reason to track your data. I can't emphasize it enough. My husband and I have one of those relationships where he is brilliant, but I kind of want to do things myself. So instead of taking the easy way and saying, hey, hun, can you help me with this? And listening to him when he tells me things, I try to figure it out on my own. And then he's like, hey, I can help you with that. Bibbity boppity boop. And it's done in 5 minutes when I've been working on it for 3 days trying to figure out how to get Google Sheets to work. So the benefit for all of that is that you have his genius brain, and I've allowed him to use it, not use it, but put input, so we can really help you guys, because between his brain and my brain, we're pretty smart people. I like to think so anyway. I don't always remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday, but I really try to help other people. So between the two of us, I think it would be great. So it'll be good. Let's see. So yes, so I have lost money. I try to only source 30, I take my profits every month and I take 30% of it to buy new stuff. So 30% savings for taxes, 30% spending on my business, and 30% for profit. So, or income. So that's what you need to think about when you're selling stuff. Okay, let's see. You know, I have seen other YouTube guru people do that, where they review the closets, and I don't know if I like that. I would rather just do it where I pick like 2 people a week or something, and I just critique your closets, because I do think that I think we get emotionally attached to our closets and the stuff that we sell. And even though I think I'm very good at giving constructive feedback. I've mastered it. I was a social worker for many years, and I can break the bad news to people. I can do it gently. I can kill them with kindness. But I don't know. I don't love that idea. But I do love an idea where I could look at some and do them maybe generically. I was just thinking to myself as I was taking pictures in the hotel here that the floors in here are not the same as the floors in my apartment, and that, you know, I'm worried people are going to judge me because the carpet doesn't match I almost said the carpet doesn't match the drapes. You guys know what that means. But no, the carpet doesn't match my floors in my apartment. So, so I was like, oh, people are going to judge me for that. But really, I just need to list them because I need to make money. So that's the goal here, is to get them listed. Oh, good. I'm so glad that I could help you retire and still make money. That's so awesome. And if you like this video, don't forget to do a thumbs up. I always have one person that thumbs down everything. I think they just like to keep me in check, or like, it's probably the data guru. My husband's probably the one giving me a thumbs down, just so my head doesn't get too big about doing these videos. It's so stupid. Okay, so the online classes and the beta testing that's not ready yet. So you have to go to the free data webinar website, which is it's probably not in the description of this yet. It's it's in some of the other videos. If you come back to this page after you're done, I'll make sure that it's linked there. Once you get your email in there, that you'll get another email that will have the spreadsheet in it. You'll get the link to the private video and can work on your stuff then. That gets you into the database to get the email about the online class and the beta testing. Oh, bummer. I'm so glad you could still be with me, though, even though you're home with pneumonia. That stinks. Oh, poor skater Justice has pneumonia, you guys. All right, what else? Anything else? We got I'm going to do about 7 more minutes. So I'll go to about 45 minutes. What made me want to start YouTube? So if this is the first time watching me, or you just started following me, I have chronic illnesses, and I had to find a way, number one, to work and not have to be, responsible for stuff and responsible for other people. I have always owned my own business in some capacity or the other, and I just had to make something work. Reselling is something that I've done personally, and I've really, really enjoyed over the years. It's something that I love doing as a hobby, and it was my chance to use that as a platform to help other people that are in similar situations to me, because I've talked to many, many people who either can't afford their medical treatment, can't afford their medicines, they're going into crazy debt because of their medical bills, and I really want to help people have a purpose in life and contribute to their household if they need to or they want to. So that's, for me, primarily, that is why I'm doing the YouTube. The other, I mean, if we're going to be honest, the other reason is that, you know, YouTube, we make money from AdSense. It's not a lot. I promise you, it's not a lot of money. And it allows me an opportunity to not source as much. So, you know, if I could make a couple $100s from YouTube, that's a couple $100 less that I have to source per month and put my body through and risk a migraine and that kind of stuff. So for me, it's another revenue source. It's an avenue for me to help other people. It is a way for me to share my story and my journey and give other people hope and inspiration for being an entrepreneur, for, you know, working with a chronic illness, for contributing to their household. So that's why I started my YouTube, and that's why I keep doing it. Yeah, I don't care about haters or bad comments. I mean, it is what it is. No, listen, every person is not going to like you ever in your entire life. So if you're okay with that and you learn that fact that not everyone is going to like you, hence the fact that there's always someone immediately that gives me a thumbs down, and I'm kind of like, why are you the first one watching my videos all the time if you give me a thumbs down, right? How stupid. Like, why are you watching me? That's my thing. I have too much stuff to do than to watch people on YouTube that I don't like. I have too many things to do and real world problems to worry about that. And you know what? If you write crude stuff, I'll just block it. It is what it is. You know, you take it with what you can. To me, the frustration of people writing silly comments, or, you know, talking smack is completely minimized by the fact that I want to help people. And that is truly why I do this. So if you can come and thumbs down someone who wants to help people who are sick make money and pay their medical bills, then that's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. It's the same thing with people who are going to buy stuff from you and fake a reason to return them. It's the same reason why people give you a 1-star review on Poshmark, because the jeans didn't fit them, right? So it's just, that's how it is. The day sale in my closet is not going well. I have not had any sales, so don't follow me on that one, because that was just something I thought I would try and it is failing. So do you think you should share your closet all at one time or throughout the day? So I share my whole closet twice a day, and then I share to all the parties. That's my goal. That's my daily goal, is to share all of my available listings and then all of the items that go into those categories for the parties. That's my daily goal. Are you for high-end brand or just the basic brands? What sells better? I'm for whatever sells for a profit. That's really, truly that's what I'm for, profits. So I'll sell Old Navy if I thought it would make me money. I mean, my goal ultimately is to have a $20 profit on every item I sell, which, you know, I use my data spreadsheet to help me figure out what that is. And that's what you need to figure out. So once you figure out what you need to be making per item, per month, all that stuff, you can figure that out. All right, let's see. Yeah, Yeah, and if you want to go back to YouTube, yeah, just do it. Block people. Or don't allow comments on your videos. If someone will watch your videos and love them, like there are people probably they're like, oh, I wish she would redo her videos. So, you know, that's how I feel about it. There was one person actually that, this is funny, there's one person that was like, your videos suck or something. And I was like, cool, dude, thanks. Love the feedback, it's great. And then he was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings or something. I don't know, it was so weird. It was the weirdest like troll I've ever been involved with. Oh, I'm so glad I could help you. I'm so glad. That makes me feel so good that I could, you know, help you out. So I go by Rebecca. So it's Rosé with Rebecca is just my little Tuesday afternoon segment that I have with everybody. So it's just the name of this show per se. That's not my name. I mean, you could try the sale thing. I mean, it's not going to hurt anybody, but you can try it and see if it works. It kind of sucks, but it didn't work. Oh, I am so glad. That's great to hear. Thank you so much. I'm honored. You've been doing videos for 7 years and you like my videos. I love it. Yeah, you know what is so funny is that I like making YouTube videos, and I hardly really watch them. I listen to podcasts more, but you know, I'm getting more into watching other people's as I'm doing all of this. So, you know, it's so funny. Everyone tells me that I'm the, you know, I'm really down to earth in the reselling community, and that, you know, I seem to be more mature and I don't put up with crap. Let me tell you, I have been through so much stuff in my life that it is not worth getting upset over if someone says something. Like some of these fights between people on Instagram and Facebook and about this, that, or the other, I don't get it. I'm not interested in it. I got shit to do. Okay, I have stuff to do. I have things to list. I have money to make. I have bills to pay. That is what my goal is. So my goal is on social media to help people. It's not to get in fights with people, right? So whatever. I'm one of those, like, I used to call it, what did they call me? Hold on. Because when I was a social worker, they called me, it wasn't like nice nasty, but it was something like that where I could like nice and like, you know how that hair color is nice and easy? They used to call me nice and firm or it was something like that, because I was able to have just a like lay it out, here's how it is conversation without, you know, without hurting people's feelings, without getting nasty about it, without fighting with people, without making people feel bad. And so that's really what I try to do. Everything I talk about, everything that everybody talks about is just their opinion. This is just my opinion. This is my opinion. This is how I run my business. This is what I do every month. These are my sales. And I simply share this stuff with you to know that you can do it too. I share it with you to know that this is how I do things. And then I hope that you go and you watch other resellers and you say, oh, wow, they do it this way, or they do this a little bit differently. And then you take those 5 resellers, right, and you mix, it's like a melting pot. So you take a little bit of my style. If you're brand new, you have your own style, and maybe you add a little bit into that. Or, you know, you take a little bit of my style, and, you know, if you like Nicole State, you take a little bit of her style. And if you like, you know, this person, if you like Reezy Sells, you take a little bit of that, or you take whatever, you know, the bigger sellers. If you're like, oh, I like that they do that, I'm going to try it. Just find what works for you, because you can copy someone's business plan to the T and it won't work for you because it doesn't work for you. That's not your method. That's not how you work. That's not how you learn. That's not what you're interested in. You know, if someone was like, hey, Rebecca, I really want to start a a business selling Beanie Babies or something, and you have, like, I could give some advice about just selling, but I know nothing about Beanie Babies. I have no desire to start a Beanie Baby business. I have no desire to start selling Beanie Babies. That's not in my interest area. So for me, I would then try to redirect you to someone who could help you, or, you know, just kind of give you some tools to help you along your way. So if you decide you're going to try to copy someone completely, it's likely not going to work. You got to find what interests you and what you want to do and what you're interested in, because then you'll stick to it. Then you become more passionate about it. You really end up liking it more. You will end up being more successful because you'll want to do it. You will wake up and say, God, I really want to go sell car parts today. And by the way, car parts are a very profitable area if you know anything about them and you know how to sell them and ship them. But, you know, if you're very passionate about that, then that's what you should be doing. Like, I love shoes and purses and bags and clothes and jeans, and that's what I love. And I love helping people. So for me to be able to take the passion of selling that stuff, right, with the passion I have for helping people, that's where you get Boss Lady Resale and Bexa Boss Lady. That's where it all comes from. It comes from the passion I have for reselling and the passion I have for helping people who need it, like chronically ill. And that's where all of this comes from. And it's just my style. It's my speed. It's just how I work. So, let's see. But I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. I am really glad. I am honored. I am really glad. I'm honored that everyone is liking it. Okay, good. I'm glad you got your Google Sheet. I ran a Poshmark sale that was 25% off 3 or more items, and it sucked. I hope to get to meet you too. Thank you, Reginald. That's such a lovely compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, when I'm driving, I'm going to give you a tip. Pat Flynn at Smart Passive Income is one of my favorite podcasts of all time. I listened to him the whole way to Ohio. I love his content. He interviews the greatest people. He is all about, again, he is someone that I look up to because he is all about serving others. So his entire business is about helping other people, which is what I aim and aspire to do as well. So I just did a whole video about Mercari. So if you are interested in that, when we get done here, head over to my YouTube playlist or my videos, and you'll see my video for that. So, all right, let's see. Yes, go vote today. Today's voting day. I do. Like, when 99% of the time when I say something, I mean it. It's very rare that I fluff things or make stuff up or exaggerate. Actually, if you go back and you look at the beginning of this video or the middle of the video, my eBay dashboard, I did talk about that and I showed it a little bit, so you can see that. Hard goods are not my thing either. I got hooked on Ray Dunn for a minute and then I was done. So Ray Dunn made me done because I didn't want to sell it. I don't want to ship it. I don't care. I have 3 bowls I'm trying to get rid of. It's just crazy. I love Steve Jobs. Thank you for sharing that quote. I list things all year round. So I have shorts and sandals in my closet right now, and I have winter stuff. Listen, it's always cold somewhere and it's always warm somewhere. So people in Miami are still buying shorts all through the winter. Just because it's cold in Ohio or, you know, wherever you live, there are people going on vacation. There's people going on spring breaks. So I do try to do that. Yes, I did promotions for a long time on eBay, and they worked until they didn't. So they worked out and they worked great, and then as I kept doing them, they stopped working. So I'm not sure what's going on there. The podcast is Smart Passive Income. So it's Smart Passive Income by Pat Flynn, and you can find it on the podcast channel or the podcast app or whatever. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, what I was thinking is that, you know, I like doing the YouTube lives. I like doing them on YouTube because they last longer. So, you know, they're on here. So if other people want to tune in and watch them, you know, I'll do some live videos on Instagram as well, but they disappear. Or if you save them, they're this way instead of this way, and they look really weird when you try to upload them to YouTube. So, so that's why I prefer to do them on YouTube anyway. I like that the content will last. Okay, I'll take 2 more questions. Does anybody have any more questions? 2 more questions. And then, you know, thanks so much for watching and joining me here in Ohio today in my lovely hotel room. And I really appreciate when you guys come and watch. I've been trying to add more content to my blog. So that's bexabosslady.com. That link is below too. If you want to learn more about my Poshmark journey or my health, you can find all of that on my blog. And I have a whole reseller toolkit. So, oh, hey. You like flat lays? I can't decide. It hurt my back. But, you know, it is what it is. What do your friends think of your reselling business? So, my friends do. They like it. They support me, and that's what I think real friends should do. My husband supports me. My family supports me. You know, I was with my mom, and she's like, "Hey, can you resell this in the store?" So, you know, that always works out really well. All right, so someone said bye-bye, love you. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you missed the first part of it, you can always go back and watch it. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I do these every Tuesday at 3:30. So tune in next week, and I'll see you then. Bye.